Morning, everybody, or afternoon, dependent on when you're watching this video. But it's really good to have you with us today. I'm Emma Scott, and I'm the Survivor Network Manager here at Restored. And for a long time now, International Women's Day has been one of the highlights of my year. And at different points, that has looked like celebrating with other women, but also within my work and within the way in which I hope to kind of live my life, supporting the women in my life. It's been something that has really resonated. And I love doing. So as International Women's Day this year, the theme is achievements. And in our social media, hopefully you will have seen that some of the members of our network have been responding to achievements that they feel they've made. But we're also going to be doing a few videos, and it's my absolute pleasure today to introduce you to Trish. I have a kind of a personal level, because Trish taught my children, taught my girls when they were in nursery and reception, and so I feel like I've got a personal thanks to give her for the input that she had into my kids' life. But Trish, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, my name's Trisha, and I run the Ashdon Jazz Academy. We are a charity that we established back in 2015 to support young women aged 11 to 21 living in various boroughs: Croydon, Lambeth, Merton, Lewisham. We're now slowly beginning our work in Southwark as well. We support them with mental and emotional health. So we have referrals from young people, parents, schools, youth workers. And what we do is we provide a range of different services to support a young person who could possibly be struggling or having difficulty in regards to their mental health and emotional well-being.
Amazing. And I have to say, I've seen firsthand the impact that that's had on so many women. But also, I think, Trisha, I've kind of seen some of the struggles that there's been over the years as well. But just you've never given up, and you've kind of constantly persevered and kind of kept going, which is a good, it's just brilliant to see that your passion and your heart kind of drives that. So if we think about achievement, how would you define achievement?
Well, achievement to me is relative to every different individual. Okay, so it's a personal thing, it's a personalized thing. I feel achievement. What is achievable, or what I would love to achieve, is very different to maybe somebody else in a completely different environment. So it's relative, and it's about, to me, achievement is about setting goals, setting your vision, setting your targets, knowing your purpose in life, and being able to just successfully achieve and to accomplish what it is that you set out to achieve.
Amazing.
So that's to me is, it's as simple as, right, today I'm going to achieve my 10,000 steps. That's an achievement. Whereas there's somebody else, getting a job or gaining a qualification is their achievement. So I think everybody has different different requirements and different achievement targets, basically.
Yeah, I love that. So for you then, what do you think one of your achievements would have been that you could tell us about?
Well, I think one of my biggest achievements to date, I would say, is quite a few. My main thing is really just the establishment of the Ashdon Jazz Academy. For those of you that may not know, I established Ashdon Jazz Academy following the tragic suicide of my daughter Ashdon Jazz, who died at the tender age of 14. And massive blow, massive tragedy, massive trauma, I have to say. And when I eventually kind of picked myself up off the ground and got myself slowly out of a very dark place, I decided that I was going to support young women with their mental health and emotional well-being, and continue Ashdon's legacy in supporting young women. So I would say my achievement has been really kind of being able to support over 300 young women to date. At the Ashdon Jazz Academy. We've also managed to train 80 volunteer mentors. So as part of our service, we provide one-to-one mentoring for the young women. So a volunteer mentor would meet up with a young person once a week for a year. The project is for a year, and just support them with their emotional and mental well-being. So we've now currently we've got about 30 volunteer mentors that are working with young women. We've trained about sort of just over 80. And we do a number of different things with the young women. For the women, as I said, we've had over 300 women. We've taken them to Gambia, which is another massive achievement. We took 16 young women to Gambia to work with 16 other young women in Gambia again. So to be honest, I think the achievement, and what I would like to say has been my massive achievement, has been sort of just the establishment of the charity and just being able to reach and serve young women who are in need.
Mm. Yeah, and I think I just wonder whether you can tell us a little bit, because I think one of the wonderful things for me is the way that you want to holistically respond to the needs of those young women. So I wonder if you could just tell us a few other kind of little things that you do. So I know you've got the mentoring project, but you do other things as well, don't you? And I just wonder if you could tell us a bit.
Yeah, so as well as that, we do what we call our weekly drop-in sessions. We call it a girls' night. And that is a fantastic evening, a fantastic night where we support young women coming in. They just drop into the sessions. And they're generally, a lot of them come from after school. They come, we teach them life skills, we do cooking with them, we just expose them to lots of different opportunities and activities and experiences, things that they probably would never have even thought about doing. Because I think for young women and for young people in general, a lot of it is about just them being exposed to lots of different opportunities, especially those who are coming maybe from sort of very disadvantaged backgrounds, and they may not realize that there are opportunities and things that they could be doing outside, that are quite exciting. And fundamentally it supports their self-confidence, because for them to achieve certain things, like for them to be able to cook a meal for a group of young women, to them it's a massive achievement. And again, it helps their self-confidence and helps their self-esteem. Also, just that whole social isolation, especially after following lockdown, a lot of young people were feeling really lonely because obviously they weren't able to mix with friends and interact with. So again, it's the opportunity to build friendships, to become more sociable, to interact with various different people, because there's a number of different young women who come. And yeah, so we do drop-ins, we do residential trips. As I said, we went to Gambia, we do weekends away. And yeah, we do an ambassador program as well, where we have young women who have kind of graduated, who have finished their mentoring program and just want to be able to give back into the community and be able to volunteer. So we encourage young women to come and to support the program, to support the charity, to come and do events, to promote the charity, and to also just receive kind of leadership training as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I love following you on social media anyway, but to be able to see that ambassador program and see some of the things that the young women have gone on to do and achieve and themselves, must be really great to watch.
Yeah, it's massive. It's lovely. It's really rewarding, so beneficial. It's been a hard journey, obviously a bittersweet moment, because you kind of think, oh, I wish Ashdon was here to watch it. And I wish Ashdon was here to have received some of those wonderful experiences and stuff. And just to have a mentor and somebody to be able to kind of confide in. And so it's kind of bittersweet, because kind of like you've got that, but at the same time, that you're also giving back to so many other young women. And yeah, so it's still wonderful to do. It's rewarding, it's beneficial, and it's also quite a healing tool. I always say it's a healing tool for me, being able to support mums, in particular parents and young people. It's a fantastic role that I have been given, and a story that I didn't choose, but I've decided, sometimes I always believe that stories are given to you for you to be able to make the best of that part of the journey. So,
And I know locally, kind of where you are, the ripple effects of that as well, that as well as it being about the young women and their families, actually it goes so much wider than that into the community. And I think it's inspired your mentors who come along, but also wider than that, I think other service provision, but other individuals who are living in the community and are seeing it are kind of thinking, oh wow, well, what can I do, how can I be part of either that or something different? But it's just a beautiful holistic kind of ripple effect, I think, that Ashdon Jazz had, that I saw anyway when we were local.
Yeah, and it continues to have that ripple effect. Ashdon's death had a real big impact on lots of people. And I wanted just to make sure that impact was a positive impact and a continual impact, a significant impact that was going to continue to make a positive impact and have that positive ripple effect going all through. So, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. So sometimes when we think about achievements, though, and particularly in this world of social media, where we kind of see people who maybe are in prominent positions or have achieved, a huge amount in their life, sometimes we don't see the backstory and we don't see maybe the things that have gone wrong. So I just wonder whether you could tell us about a time where maybe you haven't achieved what you wanted to, and then how you kind of overcame that and continued to move on and develop.
Yeah, this was really difficult, this question, and I racked my brains because I'm the type of person like, yeah, I set out to achieve and targets and goals and visions, and I'm somebody like that. If I don't quite achieve or it doesn't quite make it, to me, I just continue, and it's like, so it was a really difficult question because I'm thinking, what have I not achieved? Because I'm kind of continually working on things. It's not that I haven't achieved it, because I think as well, sometimes we do set out to achieve things, and we have goals and we have targets and we don't quite get there. But I'm somebody like, okay, so I didn't get there this way. So let me take the B road, or let me take the C road, or let me do the D road. So I don't necessarily see it as a failure. I don't see it as something I haven't achieved, because I'm continually trying to achieve things. And yeah, things, you sometimes get rejected. There's failure. I mean, for example, we do funding and sometimes you don't get the funding right, so it's okay. We didn't get this funding. So let's try another one. Let's try and go a different way about it. How else can we generate funds to support our young women? And it's just that continuous reflection, because it was a really difficult question. I was like, I don't know if and I'm not sort of being arrogant or but it's just literally, to me, I continue to achieve.
Yeah.
And I will have, and until I'm alive and until I'm buried in a box, that's where I won't be able, I can actually say, well, actually, I didn't quite achieve this, I didn't quite achieve that. But to me, I've got, yeah, there's moments for you to still continue to achieve if you haven't achieved it yet.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the kind of next question we were going to ask was, what advice would you have for someone? And I think maybe that links in with that actually, maybe it's about changing perspective. It's about recognizing that, if things don't go the way we expect them to, that it's still part of the journey and we can still learn from that and still kind of move on. And yeah, you also use the word we a lot, and I wonder whether you've got people around you who might support you in what you do and how you kind of achieve, and whether you could tell us a bit about.
Yeah, I have a fantastic team. I have a fantastic family network, a really lovely friendship group who are really supportive. And it's really important to kind of just build those things around ourselves, to actually have quality, really. And to be fair, I've done a lot of pruning over the years, because there's been quite a few people that have literally, bye bye, have dropped off. But it's really good to have a really secure and trusted circle around you whenever you're doing anything. And I think more importantly, people that are very positively critical, but but from a really lovely and good place. I think it's really important for us as well to kind of take that on board, because sometimes there's things that we don't see that other people could possibly see, and just to know that that person is coming from a really authentic and genuine place. I've done a lot of work, and I feel, especially since over the last kind of 5 years, I've done a lot of work on my own self-development and thinking about, well, Trisha, why hasn't that quite worked? What is it that you keep on doing that's actually not working and giving you the results that you want? So it's literally about peeling things back and kind of thinking about my behavior, thinking about what I'm trying to do. What am I keep on doing that I'm not doing? What am I missing here? And really being self-reflective. I think it's really important that we do step back whenever we're trying to achieve things, or things have gone wrong, or experiences, and think, okay, what could I have done differently? What could I have done better? Who could I involve? Should I not involve? But it's kind of like really being self-reflective is really important. But yeah, I've got a wonderful family around me. I have a very strong faith, a very wonderful church network that I belong to, that's really been it's very supportive of this, my initiative and my project, and myself as well. And obviously a personal relationship, is really important to have. If somebody from somebody of faith, you need to have a really strong spiritual connection as well.
Yeah, oh, it's amazing. So, I mean, I could literally talk to you all day. I've got lots of questions that we can catch up on after. However, I just wonder, is there anything in addition to what you said that you'd like to kind of share with anybody, either thinking about that advice or just those words of wisdom? I was really interested in those kind of critical questions, not in a criticism way, but I kind of see that word critical almost as in, you know, you need to know the answer in order to kind of progress and to move forward. But I wonder if there's anything else you want to just kind of let people know, either a bit of advice or words of wisdom around achievement.
Yeah, I just want people to know, really, when it comes to achievement and just life in general, is, you know, any bad experience, any, you know, thing that's really been difficult, traumatic, any story, you know, I always believe that that was given to you for a reason. And I believe it was given to you a reason because I feel that you're the best person to actually utilize that story and to make it become something quite beautiful and to make it become something really positive. And not to let it define you, which is really difficult, I have to say. And that's been my struggle as well, you know, making sure that these experiences, although they have been really difficult and challenging, but I have made sure that it hasn't defined me and made me feel like, right, I can't achieve this and this has happened and this and that has happened. So just making sure that, you know, out of everything, as hard as it may be, to continue to look for that little positive, because there's always a little positive in every situation. There's always a little positive, and to hold on for dear life on that little positive thing, and just to kind of go, this is the one little positive thing. And it's like I said, it's faith, you know, it's faith as small as a mustard seed. And I said, you know, God, this has happened to me, but I'm going to have faith as tiny as it is that something good is going to come out of this, as tiny as it is. And it's just to hold on to that little piece and to cling for dear life and to know, do you know what, something good is going to come out of something really, you know, especially all our experiences and bad situations. And you will go on to achieve great things, I think, if you continue to have that mindset.
Amazing. Trisha, thank you so much for your time today. Really, really appreciate that. And for everybody else, we've got some other videos coming up throughout the month. So watch out for those to hear different stories and different understandings and ways in which achievement have been seen and felt by the individual, but also the people that have been around them as well. If you want to find out more about Ashdon Jazz, if you're in South London and you want to volunteer some of your time, Trisha, where do they go to see that?
Right, so you can go to the Ashdon Jazz website, which is www.ashton, which is ASHD, not TDON, Jazz Academy.org.uk.
And we'll make sure that we put all of that in the details as well. And if you want to find
you.
anything more about Restored, you can obviously head over to our website. But for now, thanks for listening, and we'll see you again soon.